You see, something is going to happen. Something wonderful.
My God, it's full of stars.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the NY Patriot Show. As you can see, I got my boy StijnFawkes back on. I've had him on, I think 3 other times besides this. One or 2 of the other times he did have his boy Ash with him. Unfortunately, he will not be making this one, but he is in, I think, the last 1 or 2 of them, and I highly suggest to go check those out if you have not listened to those shows yet. I guess I'll let Stein kind of introduce himself for the people who don't know who he is. What are you into, and where they can find your show?
Yes, well, thank you for having me on again.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of shows were definitely
Well, that was
entertaining. They were good shows, definitely. StijnFawkes. I'm the host of the Greyhorn Pagans podcasts, Jarl or leader of the Tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans. Podcast can be found on basically all the major platforms besides Apple Podcasts. I'm having a hard time getting it on there. And from what I've heard, I'm not even the only one who's having issues with that.
Have you never gotten on it yet?
No. I've done like multiple requests, and you need to activate your Apple ID, which is activated.
You know how crazy they are? You can go onto Apple and actually, if you can't find it, maybe I'll find it and send it to you. This is how stupid Apple can be. If they don't like the way you word your shows, they won't accept you. If you put in episode number, there's a chance that they may actually decline you. They actually want your stuff to look a certain way, or they won't put it out. That's insane.
Well, that's Apple's. That's Apple's.
Yeah,
loss.
like if you put in episode 35 and the topic, they don't like that. No. They actually tell you that on their site, like tips on making your podcast, stuff like that. They don't like. I was like, wow,
weird. I mean, that's Apple's loss. Like we're on so many other platforms, Alt Media, Deezer, which is more popular here in Europe.
Oh, I've heard of Deezer.
Just name a podcasting platform, and you can find the Greyhorn Pagans podcast on there.
Very nice, accessible. Every other one, very good.
We do mostly paganism, witchcraft, some mysticism, and occult if we feel like it. But those topics go hand in hand.
Yeah. Now on your show, you do cover stuff yourself, and you do also have guests on as well, right?
Mostly,
I do want people to know
mostly guests, but if I feel like it, I do a podcast by myself, which is usually just in between if I have something to talk about in regards to the tribe or the podcast. I'll just make a quick show by myself.
Sounds good. Yeah, but I have noticed, I think you have done stuff by yourself, so I always like to include that as well, because that's not easy either. So.
No, definitely isn't. I've done a couple daily live streams. I was planning on making that like an actual thing, just live streams on my YouTube channel, just talking about whatever. But I've been so crazy busy, and a lot of stuff in the family just happening life. Just life. Life came in between, which prevented me from really doing what I planned on doing.
And that's
like I got
you go
live
enough
podcasts. Yeah, I love doing it live, having people in the live chat just commenting, and sometimes they're they're really good comments, and they'll help get the podcast along a bit. Sometimes I have like pretty much asked everything that I can think of, and then I see something in the comments, and it's like, that's a good one. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I enjoy it. The only thing I have to say that screws me up sometimes with lives is that I'll pay attention to the chat if there's a lot of people in there, and then I start missing what the guest is saying. That does screw me up sometimes.
Yeah.
It was too early today. That's why I didn't do it this morning. I was like, it's 9 a.m. I'll be looking at the chat, and I'm going to be paying attention to him, and I'll be like, huh? So.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that, especially if you have a guest on with a bit of a bigger cloud, if you will. A lot of people will be in the chat, and the chat will be going crazy. You're trying to pay attention. You can only focus on one thing properly. If you're going to try and focus on both things, you're going to miss either one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But today we have you back on for a topic that I was very interested in. That I think you had mentioned to me in one of the other shows, and I was like, oh, we got to do this. And that is soul contracts. Am I saying it correctly? I don't know if that's the exact phrase you used, but
yes, it came up because of a former admin of the Grammar Pagans. I believe her husband found it on Etsy, on Etsy, the web shop, handicraft shop, whatever it is. You can buy and sell soul contracts or demon contracts or every kind of magical contracts. So I started kind of looking it up, and I noticed that there were creators on YouTube, also having made shows about it. So I watched a couple of those. And
do you find any shows of people trying to get people to sell their souls to them?
No.
I was wondering if you come across some weird stuff like that on YouTube.
That surprised me, actually, that the shows that were coming up were just people talking about it and be like, what? Why?
Yeah.
But no, I'm sure there are people who have made a video of themselves, buying one of these contracts and maybe trying it out or whatever. And if they tried it out, maybe that's why it's not on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, so I started looking up soul contracts and, demon pacts and whatever on Etsy. It's mostly on Etsy.
That's
although
funny.
I have heard that it really started on eBay. I mean, of course, eBay. And some of this stuff it's flat out ridiculous. But I'm also wondering, how legit is it? And I mean, they're selling it as, demon pacts and demon contracts, soul contracts and whatever. And even if it's, not real, if you will, if the buyer has the intention of it, being an actual contract and actually selling something and getting something else in return, I'm just wondering, with all the intention and energy you may give to it, maybe you can actually make it a thing, and things will happen. I mean, we've all been there. I mean, at least the people in our circles, that you're trying to go for one thing and you're not taking it too serious. You're just I'm just gonna try, just gonna see what happens. I mean, I know I've had it when I was back in my early 20s with pendling. I thought I took it more as a game or a fun party trick or whatever, something to impress the girls with. Until I did it at the wrong place, and it scared the shit out of me, and since then I've never done it again, because I wasn't taking it seriously. I mean, I kind of knew what I was doing, but I really didn't know what I was doing. So and that's just that's just pendling. That's contacting the other side, if you will. But if we're talking contracts, that's quite serious. That's serious stuff.
Especially if, like,
So,
I mean, I do think, like, if you even sort of believe it and not thinking it's a joke or, some kid stuff, I do think that can, kind of affect your head in a sense if you really believe it.
yeah,
As silly as that sounds, I do think that
Yeah.
it can make a difference.
yeah, no, exactly. And there are, whole like shops on Etsy who will like sell those contracts. And I've got two pulled up here. I can
Yeah, let us hear about it.
share it. Let's see.
There you go.
Yeah.
Occult
So,
experiences.
Based in the United Kingdom, 5 out of 5 stars, 1,328 sales. So this stuff is actually selling, and this is one of the more cheaper ones. Of course, money and manifestation and the lottery. Just your basic shits. Oh, here, this is a good one. A love spell, but it's 33,500 euros.
Damn. I wonder how much is that in, like, American money? I mean, that's gotta be still a lot, right?
A lot, yeah, pretty, yeah. I believe the dollar is worth less than the euro. Euro is a bit of a stronger coin, if you will, or a mystery spell, another love spell for like 40K. Tower of 72 demons opens the gate of hell. You can open the gate of hell for 44, let's say 45K, and free shipping. They're doing free shipping.
Yo, you know what's great? I switched that over. Well, first I thought it was weird that it even said. I mean, it's the only one priced at 33,000, but I was like, oh, of course 33. But yo, that thing would be $35,818.20 in American money. What?
That's insane money. 48K, 40. Let's say 45.
I wonder if it shows you like how
magic
many
for-
have been bought, or if there's any. I wonder do any of these have reviews on themselves? Like, has people actually bought these things?
Let's see. Let's go.
Yeah, I wonder if you can see that. That is wild. Jesus Christ.
Only one left and one in cart, so there are people who will actually buy one. Only one available. I'd hope so. So, yeah, like 480 shop reviews.
Oh my God! Look at that.
They're calling it kind
Best
of
surprise
a
ever. Got my order today earlier than expected.
Yeah, smells delicious and sensual, along with the bonus birthday gifts too. I'm super grateful. But it's about the that's another thing that's interesting. It's damn it, that's
The demon binding lipstick.
yeah. That's,
Come
which is,
on.
it's weird, but they're relating this to the Philosopher's Stone, I guess. The Gotia 72 demons. It's just, and then this is another shop that I found. The name is like just the most basic one ever. Demonic Magic 666. I'm so edgy.
I like how the last one even said like something about black magic on the bottom, like the area. The other one said something about like some area of black magic or something like that. Up at the top, it said that.
Let's see. Yeah, extreme black magic tool opens the gates of hell.
Silly.
It's like, I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of this. I recognize this thing. That's a
You know what I've gotten that with?
That's an incense.
Yeah.
That's what you get for your pack of incense, like the cones.
I was just gonna say that I've gotten that with cones of incense. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting. The free thing, they toss in a $2 pack of incense cones. They're tossing on that stone for you.
Yeah, man. Or here from Minnesota, 2,500 plus sales. Is taking a break soon. Well, I mean, oh yeah, this is a bit darker indeed. A rare pact with the demon Azazel for but for 50% off, or like $55. An omnipotence ritual for 3,500 euros. It's just some of this
I have
stuff.
to say, these are expensive.
Worried. Yeah.
I mean, I've
exactly.
seen.
You're.
I mean,
you're
not that it's.
paying
Sorry, go ahead.
insane amounts of you're paying insane amounts of money. I mean, even if it's like even the one with Azazel, it just shows, 55 euros. It's not a whole lot, but
still,
I mean, it's still like you can like feed your family for at least a day. Mom, dad, 2 kids, 55 euros. If you go to the right supermarket, or the right store, you could get a week, let's say 2 or 3 days worth of groceries for it, and you're spending it on a demon contract, and with Azazel of all, which is just And that's why I'm just wondering, some of these prices, with the occult experience that I showed first from the UK, like 48,000 euros, 45,000 euros, you can buy a pretty good new car from that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a good one at that. That's like BMW, Mercedes money, and spending it on a magical tool or whatever. And
that's what it is that I think the person who's selling it's their magic, because they just got some fool to give them the money for that.
Oh, that's
you think maybe that talisman is just as however you say it. Maybe it's like them just convincing you to give them the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could even look at it as it's really the spell for the person who's selling it to see if somebody's going to be bothered giving you something for it. I mean, as silly as that sounds, but it's just, what I was going to say is, I had this experience when I first got into like witchcraft and ceremonial magic. I would join a lot of, I'll just say it, like Facebook groups. Horrible.
Yeah.
I joined a lot of those and was just whatever. But, there was some that I stayed in, but there was a lot of them that would have people join. And, like, in my opinion, they're all scammers. And there are people, like, trying to sell, like, hoodoo, voodoo, stuff like that. And they'll end up posting in the group, so you'll just get, like, multiple people, like, hitting you up as soon as you join a group, like, spamming you. So what I'm getting at is, like, the craziest thing to me, which I didn't understand, is that I feel like a lot of these people, in my opinion, I think some of them are scammers, maybe some of them are real. The craziest thing to me is that their biggest, probably, I guess, market, the people that buy it, are actually witches and magicians themselves.
Yeah.
Why are you buying somebody else's spell? If you're practicing to be a witch or a magician, why aren't you just doing your own? It's just, I just find it weird. It's like, instead of like, you would think like you'd get a lot of ignorant people who believe magic is real and falling for this stuff, but it's like, unfortunately, you're even getting people who practice and think they need to buy somebody else's who knows what they're doing, because I don't. Like, it's just so weird.
Which, it's a damn shame, because, I mean, if you're a magic practitioner, you ought to know better. I mean, my girl Fireface, she actually she got a book or bought a book yesterday, which is for more experienced witches, because it even says so in the book. She made a picture of the page. Like, there are so many, Wiccan 101 kind of books and whatever, and like really nothing for the more experienced witches or more experienced wizards. And I mean, it's quite shocking. I mean, I'll believe it, but like the more experienced ones, the actual practitioners are their biggest markets. They are willing to spend 48,000 euros on something he may have bought at the, I don't know, like the local New Age store for what was, I mean, was going to be like at most, if it's a big thing, like $50, and then added some trinkets, you know.
I was just thinking that I could go to a store and go spend $50 and slap some shit on it and see if somebody will buy it for $2,000. Like,
Yeah,
what the I mean, I feel like shit doing that, but I was just like, is that all it takes?
And only 2 in store. Well, if they're like 50,000 euros each, it's 2 is all you need. You know.
Or you could even, I mean, honestly, you could put that just to make it look like it's even selling. And like, oh, maybe I should grab this one before someone buys it. You never know if it's like a marketing scam.
Like that was the other thing I was thinking. Like it's probably also just Etsy, like the site itself, kind of promoting it.
Yeah.
Because of course they're taking their cuts. So of course, if you're gonna tell the potential shoppers, potential buyers that, hey, there's only one left, and someone else already has it in their cart and is about to buy it. Like, it's another form of magic. Just make it seem rare, make it seem special, and then people are willing to put down 48,000 euros for it.
Yo, there's one I'm looking at right now. Sell your soul, the soul contract. Like, you're literally paying someone $750 to sell your soul to them.
Yeah.
What? Shouldn't they be paying you in a sense?
If anything, that's a bad fucking deal. $750 for your soul,
and I'm paying you to take it. I mean,
man,
I guess politicians are doing the same thing right now. But
$750. That's rent and 2 bills and buy.
Yeah, right.
I mean, at least if you like actually sell your soul to the devil, you're getting, rich and all the fame and, everyone, for the men, like every girl wants to be with you and every man wants to be you, at least he makes it worth your while. But $750 and you're paying them?
Yeah, that's what I was like, wow. Because I was like, I wonder if anybody's like offering money for this. And I saw that and I was like, come on.
Yeah, and like you have it's seriously for the weirdest things, packed with the 7 princes of hell, and I got another one here which I just think is just so weird. Let's see. Yeah.
I'll pull you back.
For helping you, yeah. A black magic initiation for teaching magic and helping you find lost items.
I don't even know what's that grammary. I don't even know what that means. Spirit.
Yeah. A grammary initiation. Oh, and it's like you have digital downloads with it.
Oh, it even comes, I think, with does it come with like an audio file or a video file too? Yeah, an MPEG. It looks like there's even a play button on the side.
And a PDF and 2 PNGs. So let's say three pictures, video, and a PDF.
Oh, how nice of them.
Oh, just so generous for $50.
Yeah.
Initiation for teaching magic and helping you find lost items. It's let's just take both. Like, you can be a teacher, and if you lost something, you can find it again. Grammari's abilities. I guess Grammary is this demon, or what is it?
Yeah, right.
Even with a seal and a sigil and everything, they're serious about this.
Oh, wow. Okay. I can't believe I probably should have known this. If you take out the R and put Gem-Ori, that is a Goetic demon. He was one of the demons from one of the 72 demons from the Goetia.
I
Then
believe
and
I
then
have
the picture here. I'll upload it. Oh, you're still sharing yours. Mine isn't that important.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I'll show mine real quick. It does show like yeah, it is from the Goetia and stuff, and it does have his name spelt with a R. I don't know if you can see that. I'll share it now. There we go. That picture on the right.
Oh yeah,
And
that
let me
is
see the bottom.
that is the seal. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the bottom part, yeah, it does even have it with an R, even though the Wikipedia says GEM. It is spelled in the pictures in the sigil with an R. So, yeah, and Gremory is described as a demonological, whatever works, such as the Munich Manual of Demonic Magic. Blah blah blah. The Lesser Keys of Solomon. He was in the Dictionnaire Infernal, which I've mentioned that before. Sometimes some of these images of these demons in the Goetia come from the Dictionnaire Infernal. And if you've ever seen The Ninth Gate, when Johnny Depp goes to that older guy's house and he's got all the books on the floor and he's going to look at that one book, the Dictionnaire Infernal is actually on the floor with some of the books that he's showing Johnny Depp.
He's one of the Dukes of Hell. Okay.
Oh yeah, let me see what he's refer to using the masculine. Where he's wearing a duchess crown and riding a camel, ascribed with the power of revealing hidden treasures and answering questions about the past, present, and future. You know, a lot of demons in the Goetia are actually used for hidden treasures. And like knowing past, present, and future. I find that interesting.
That's interesting. That like hidden treasures. I just remember there's apparently I don't know the time period, but like actual treasure hunting, like treasure hunting with demons, like with the help of demons, like was a actual thing. There's this creator on YouTube, Mr. Mythos. He's a great creator. He does all that kind of stuff. Who made a whole video about it, like treasure hunting with the help of demons. So it's interesting that you mentioned that it's.
You know what that sounds like? That could be Random Nautica. You ever hear that app, Random Nautica?
Yeah.
Maybe that's treasure hunting with demons. You don't even realize it.
Just going to random places and yeah.
You know what sucks? I actually was on a show with somebody recently who was involved with. Have you heard of that app?
Yeah, I've heard of it and I've listened to your show.
Yeah, there's somebody. I'm not trying to put them on blast, but they have actually been associated with that app when it was like a grassroots thing, and they even say, oh, it got weird at one point, and they basically kind of got rid of everybody who made it and brought in a whole new crew. So I do find So I do find that whole stuff very shady.
That is quite shady if you have to get a whole new crew because
all of a sudden other people start coming in and bringing in funding and got rid of everybody and started it was just like, okay, what just happened here?
Guess you found a hidden treasure and oh man, it's always the demons of the Goetia, always one of those 72 demons. I mean, it's at this point it's becoming quite unoriginal, you know, because I mean there are, you know, packs with like this is I believe more for the money spells.
Now these soul contracts, do you think these people actually know what they're doing on here, or do you think they're scam artists or both? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they people who are actually really messing with stuff and probably, you know what I'm getting at? Like, is it?
Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping that they're all scam artists. That you know, at least if they're scam artists, then it's not as dangerous, I guess. Mm-hmm. But you know, looking at the world we live in today, and especially the people that live on this planet and live in this world. I am willing to bet that there are definitely people who know what they're doing and are quite serious about what they're selling, and it's those people who worry me, because I mean, even if you are a more experienced witch or wizard or warlock or however you want to call yourself, messing with demons, I don't agree with that. But through this spell or this contract, they are bound to me and bound to my will, and nah, they're really not. I mean, they're demons. They're not gonna be bound, not by a mere mortal, at least. So I hope they're all scam artists, with 50,000 euros worth of bullshit. I hope it's a scam. I mean, getting scammed out of 50K, that still hurts. But yeah, I am worried that there are definitely people on there who know what they're doing and have
even like another thing with,
less than good intent.
Another thing, even with magic in itself, sometimes I guess I can use kind of like maybe what's going on recently. Like a lot of magic, I think, is even just getting people to believe that. Like I'll use politics. You're believing that somebody's there to save you, or somebody's there to do something for you, or somebody's there to make your life better for you instead of you. So sometimes I wonder, like, are these things being made by people who understand that and understand a way, maybe a good way to sell it? Like, that's what I was getting at. Do you think some of them actually know what they're doing, or scam artists who understand that nowadays, magic works real good with thinking there's a savior involved? I hate to say it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And especially in these, harder times, now that there is, well, definitely another economic recession on the way. Like we're at the beginning of it. It's only a matter of time before we're in a full repeat of like 2008.
You think that's coming?
Yeah.
I mean, we're already kind of like, so. I mean, even our country is even inflation. Shit's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, here in the Netherlands, we're feeling it as well. I mean, not as much as the US, of course. You're a bigger economy, so everything just it hits a little harder. But
you guys got eggs over there?
Yeah, they are becoming a little more expensive. I have noticed that. Luckily, I know the shops to go to. But
what do you think is up with that? Do you think there's anything real behind that? Like, or is it?
I mean, eggs,
I find that very weird. I find it weird because of the fact of, like, there's been a lot of things I think have gone on lately, even with, COVID, where I feel like a lot of it does tie back to occult symbolism. And it's just like, an egg is very big. An egg is, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Even if you just look at the symbolism of the egg, the golden egg, and the goose with the golden eggs, for example, or in I believe it's Greek mythology. The universe is like a egg or whatever.
The cosmic egg.
Yeah, the cosmic egg, and it was.
Doesn't even, I could have swore, maybe I could be wrong. Didn't you even touch on something even with Norse mythology where there's like something, maybe not an egg, but something close to that?
I could be confused. Yeah, the Vesca Pisces, for example. Right. It's kind of egg-shaped.
I get that.
Bit more pointy, but
that's interesting. I never really.
And it's of course it's a huge symbol of fertility, which is why Easter eggs are a thing. Spring rolls around, the earth comes back to life. So bunnies. I mean, we all know how that's a fertility symbol. There's
There's phrases for it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scrolling like rabbits. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
About that.
Yeah, just hump along, hump along, hump along. And I think also with the like one of the side effects of the of the whole jab, especially for the females, was infertility. Like there was a big risk of infertility, which of course like affects the eggs and the ovaries and the reproductive system. And I think I'm just speculating, but maybe there's a link between those two, that now eggs are getting so expensive and a lot of the younger fertile females have been made infertile.
Imagine it was just like a oh god, what's that thing? It's like they want to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. Maybe we're going to have problems with fertility, and they're showing us with eggs because of all the people.
I mean, there are already. I mean, that's why my fiance's doctor or physician or whatever, she actually said, "Yo, I really do not recommend you getting the jab because it's been known that it causes fertility issues, and you're still young, and I imagine that with your fiance you want to have a kid, if not multiple." And it's like, yeah, we do once we are able to actually get together. So like it's even known that it causes fertility issues now with the whole egg thing. And
I know I've mentioned this before. Have you ever seen Handmaid's Tale?
No, not yet.
The thing on Hulu, it's pretty bizarre to me, but like it even starts off where there was something it's funny, I don't know if it was a thing that if it was like a virus that made people infertile, or if there was a virus and then the vaccination caused it. But that is the issue in the starting off, where people are unable to have kids, and some radical government rises up and then starts taking the fertile women and knocking them up. So I find it interesting how it starts off with the problem of people being infertile.
There's a movie with the same premises, came out, I don't know, like early 2000s, maybe. That's like the whole, basically the worldwide female population has become infertile, and there's only one like fertile woman or young lady left, and she is actually pregnant. So like her baby may be the last baby born on this planet. It was a movie early 2000s, I believe. I don't know the name, but it goes along with kind of with the same story, and I believe it was a virus too of some sorts. Just so many things in hindsight that you're like, hey, they've been calling this for years. They've been showing us for years.
Yeah. There's even something else, I can't remember what it was. I remember when I saw it, I was like, oh, damn, what's this? And I did find out what it came from. But I've even seen people posting up like some movie that I think might have had like John Cusack in it, where he was like even talking about, I think he was like creating some virus that would just make people immune. Or he said he was going to cause something to where people needed a virus that was going to make them immune. Make them infertile. And it was like an older movie from like the 2000s, I think, or something like that. I could be wrong, but I was like, yo, that's even old. Like, and I found that weird.
That's interesting. I just looked up fertility spells real quick, and that's a thing too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not as expensive, weirdly enough. You'd think they'd have good business,
right? I mean, there's a soul involved.
Oh wow, this is an interesting one. A ceremonial pact with the goddess Freya, who is, of course, I mean, she's not necessarily a fertility goddess, but belting, candles, fertility spell jars. Man, you can get everything on Etsy.
Oh, jars and candles are huge, I think, with people trying to sell those as spells and man, huge.
Herbal anointings, dried birch leaves.
Yo, there's people who look like they go out into their front yard and just grab shit off the ground, throw it in a jar, and add water to it. They're like, yeah, here's my hoodoo spell. You're gonna get rich now.
Oh, there are definitely people who are doing that. You know, just grabbing whatever, making up some bullshit story. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? That's marketing as well. Just create a story around it. So if the story is interesting enough, product really doesn't matter. As long as the story is interesting, as long as the backstory or what it's supposed to do. I mean, hell, marketing it's another form of magic. You know, marketing, sales, making you believe that you need something. You know, you need to buy this. You need to get this subscription on whatever it is. You need to buy these lottery tickets. Why?
You know what I saw? And it's like stupid little stuff like this. It's so funny how you're saying that. And I was even getting at before. Is that even part of like the scam? Is that their magic making you think you need to buy it? But like I've even seen was a copper tone. That's stuff that you can like you wearing like copper. You know, you put like stuff on you. It's supposed to help with pain and body aches. And like they have like the guy from like SVU doing the commercials now. And like at one point like he's standing there and he's just looking at you and he's like, "Trust me, you need this." And I was like, yo. That stupid little fucking line right there is what's probably going to make half the people to even go buy it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah.
I need that. Like a robot. I need that. Let me go pick up my phone, order this, or go online. Like,
and why do you?
And like
need
that's
that?
all part of
Because,
marketing. It's all part.
Yeah. I mean, I've even like noticed lately with car commercials, for example. Like, I mean, better CGI than Hollywood. I'll give them that. But just, I mean, and I've talked about this with with a buddy of mine, my gym buddy. He's very knowledgeable about this too, diehard Catholic. And he says, it's not about selling the car. It's about selling the experience. It's about selling the feeling that you get when you buy this car, the feeling of like a day out with the family, or like a marching band and all their instruments fit in there. And, it's so you can practice because you only need this car. All the people fit in there. And it's just, when I see those car commercials, I don't even know what car they're trying to sell.
You know what I always love? In these cars commercials, they make you think because you drive this car, you're going to be like somewhere out in fucking like, it looks like Utah or fucking some other state with this grand fucking view in this background. I'm going to be driving up this gigantic fucking spiritual mountain. like all of a sudden, because I own this car, my life has changed and I've teleported to a different part of the country. This is where I live and this is my experience. You're right. They're selling you a fucking fake experience you're never going to have unless you probably live in where that scenery was. But they make you think this is your experience buying this thing.
And then you can try and recreate it as best as you can. It's
which for me is going to be sitting in fucking traffic yelling at the people in front of me. Yelling at the fucking Ubers and the taxis causing traffic and driving like animals. That's my experience with that car over here.
Or if you see them driving through the city, just a beautiful city, just all shiny and empty roads.
Unrealistic.
In the city.
You know what I love? The fucking movie. The commercials, these are the best too, because it's like, not for nothing, like, was it your husband's money anyway? But like these car commercials where it's like, oh, look, honey, look what I bought you for Christmas. And this nice fucking expensive Jeep or truck sitting out in this fake rich fucking white person's house. that fucking live somewhere I'll never be able to afford to go. They're living there, and this wife just bought this dude some $60,000 fucking car and this beautiful fucking house in snow. First off, you probably just bought it with your man's fucking money anyway. Yeah. But like, I hate to be a dick, but it's just like, you see those videos, these commercials, and you're thinking like, when I have that car, I'm gonna have the white snow, the hot wife, and this beautiful fucking yard and house that only some fucking rich person who never know who I am can afford. Like, come on. It's such a fake. They sell you these lives that you think you're gonna have once you buy these things.
Yeah,
they're not gonna transform you.
Yeah, no, exactly. Or lotteries are the biggest scheme of all. And with a lot of lotteries, unless it's like the state lottery, taxes are a thing. So when you're lucky, you're gonna get a little less than half. But especially all the worst are like around Christmas time. Especially here with the postcode lottery, so like zip code lottery or whatever. It'll actually, like, a whole street or whole zip code can win a certain amount, but like, of course, divided by the number of people who are playing the lottery and the amount of tickets that they actually bought. So it can be a grand prize, or you can just win enough to pay for groceries tomorrow. But it's this grand truck with lights, and you can win like this much 100 million, and all kinds of well-known Dutch celebrities that everyone knows from TV, and a couple of pretty blonde ladies, of course. It sells. And just snow falling, and happy families who are like, oh, I won, I don't know, like 5 million euros. Like, they make it seem so cozy as well. It's dark, and with the lights and the snow, and it's Christmas. I mean, first of all, we rarely, if ever, get snow anymore here in the Netherlands. And if it is snow, it's like that wet kind of snow that as soon as it falls on the ground, it just disappears. It's such a, like, lotteries are the biggest scam of all. Yeah. But it's such powerful magic. Like, they're so convincing.
That is insane. Like, even when I go down to like the corner store by me, there could be like lines of, I've literally watched people myself once. I've done it myself. I actually have walked out of the store because there'll be so many people in front of me trying to buy. And it's like, you sit there forever because like, oh, let me get that one. And this, let me get, it's just like, come on. But it's just like, yo, you know what? You just spend $50. Give me $25 and I'll tell you lost.
Right?
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Or I always think that's funny when someone like puts that in like a Christmas card. It's like, why don't you just give me half the cash and just fucking call it a wrap? Like, you just spent $10 for me to scratch it and not win anything. Like, I got nothing except for scratching. Like, what was the point?
I mean, at best, you'll win the money back that you spent on the scratch ticket.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like you said, yeah, it's a big scam. And all of these things, to really go back to what we started off with, I feel like all of these things, even what I was saying with the commercials, with the car, the stuff you were showing with the soul contract and what we're talking about now, all goes back, I think, to people just being unhappy and looking outside themselves for shit to make them happy and feel good.
Yeah.
And that's even how these people are scammers or magicians. They obviously must know that to an extent, know that that's a big human trait, and will take advantage of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Aren't scammers kind of magicians as well? In a way?
Well, they may not even know it. That, yeah, I would say, like, they're one and the same, really. I mean, but maybe one doesn't realize, like, they're actually being a magician and the other one does. But, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can that's what I even think the whole thing of magic is, really, is just grabbing somebody else's attention and getting them to buy your bullshit sometimes. That's all magic can be, in a sense.
Yeah. And there are people who will do that, like, without them even realizing they're doing it. And there are people, well, higher up the totem pole or higher up on the pyramid, if you will, who, who definitely know what they're doing and are making just they're using it to their fullest advantage. And I mean, maybe some of the people like lower on the pyramid are doing it because they want to get higher up, because they see everyone else doing it and are like, it's kind of the fake it till you make it. Like, as if I just do the same thing enough times, if I just behave in exactly the same way, if I sell the same bullshit or use the same tactics, then maybe one day I'll be part of that special club.
You know what's even funny too, and like I'm not sure how to word this the right way, so maybe people get what I'm trying to get at. But like I even think, this is kind of like even with podcastings or shows, you will buy these spells, these soul contracts or whatever, and for the most part, they're thinking that they're going to be getting something out of it. Somehow going to change their life. It's going to do something for them. I hate to say it, but a lot of people also pay to hear people's voices thinking that they're going to tell them something that's going to drastically give them knowledge, to drastically change their life. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. Except for let's say all these soul contracts and most of these spells are only $5. There's no difference between that person and somebody paying for a Patreon.
Yeah.
I'd be totally honest with you. There's really not much of a difference because you're looking to gain something out of that. And again, you're relying on somebody else to give you those gains.
Yeah. I mean, if it's to support a smaller creator, like with the Grey Horn Pagans, we have a Patreon, but that's mostly because I want to give people something extra.
I'm not saying that everybody does that, but I do think you know what I'm getting at, right? I'm not knocking you.
I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. Oh,
that's right. I mean, I have donations because this shit gets expensive, but I would never put anything, whatever. But like, I understand what you're getting at.
And I've heard you talking about that with and several other people, that there are even podcasters who you need to pay and able to be listening to their podcast. Like their whole podcast is behind the paywall.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, so why do a podcast at all? But apparently, it's working because if there wasn't a market for it, if there weren't people willing to pay to hear you talk about things that every other in your field is talking about as well.
Well, you know what I think it's a big thing with it is too, for the people that are, whatever, shitheads, mine, just whatever, just put it that way. When we were showing those things before, now to somebody who's maybe a little naive and ignorant, if you see that spell for $50,000, you're probably like, whoa, that might actually work. That's expensive. Yeah. Oh, if this person is charging to listen to what they hear, damn, this might be fire. I gotta jump on that. You know what I'm saying? Like that can work.
That's another thing. Yeah, like if somebody is, selling it for cheap, it's like can be good. Yeah. If it's only
this person doesn't know what they're doing.
Nah, like if it's only $2, it's like $2.
Yeah.
Nah.
They must be only spending 5 minutes and not doing this whole elaborate ritual for me.
Yeah, right. And if it's $200, it's like, ooh, well that must have meant that they they spent a lot of time and made it really worth our while. Let's spend $200 on it, and then it be like the same content as you would pay, like maybe buy for $2. And I think that's how guys like Andrew Tate, for example, just to take someone on the fucking opposite end of the spectrum and who is very much in the news right now. That's how he has an audience, because first of all, he is saying everything that's like every insecure man or insecure boy wants to hear. You can be the alpha man. You can have fucking 10 sports cars and big cigars and just all these women and they'll do everything for you. Like every at least the teenage boys are like very insecure men. They're like, I want that. Tell me more, teach me more. Oh, but you gotta buy my subscription service. You gotta, buy into I believe it's a beautiful name, but the Alpha Academy or something.
I came across that shit not too long, and I was like, "Yo, come on, something like that." Yeah, like they actually had like some academy thing going on, or some school or some shit.
Yeah,
it's like teaching people how to be pimps like him. It's like, come on.
But like not even a real pimp, like an OnlyFans pimp, like a legit internet pimp, which is sad.
When I saw that stuff, I was like, "Yo, how do people buy this?" I don't know.
Because they are insecure, or they see him, with those beautiful women, which is probably a lot of makeup and plastic surgery and video editing, and video editing and Photoshop are two very powerful tools.
It's funny. You know what I say, and this does work. I think this still works, and again, it's showing my opinion. The left will steal your money through like money laundering and taxes. The right will take your money by selling you shit you don't need. Books, shirts, hats, classes. Republicans got plenty of stuff to sell you.
Yeah, and nowadays it's all classes, or academies, or life tools and whatever. Future-proof yourself by learning these new skills. It's like, okay, then you pay either like a couple $100, couple $100 up front, or it's like a monthly subscription. And I think it's so funny. I mean, that's another thing here in the Netherlands with life coaches, for example. We have a overabundance of life coaches. Like nobody actually wants to work an honest job anymore.
Yo, I know somebody. I swear to God, I knew somebody, and I've mentioned before that I've been arrested and went to federal prison for selling steroids online. There was somebody that sometimes, I sold HGH as well. Sometimes my regular Connect wouldn't be available, and I was getting it from other countries. So I would mess with somebody that I knew domestically that I was kind of like cool with, and he no lie eventually became a life coach. And I will tell you straight up, this dude was a fucking mess. He was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He was like, sometimes even dealing with him was like dealing with a paranoid schizophrenic person. It was insane. And when he had told me, and I had seen like, you put on a suit, shave yourself, and, take a classy picture and start making some, life coach thing. Yeah. People don't know any different about you. And this dude was literally people's life coaches. And I was like, you're a fucking mess. Like, dude, you're literally he's literally asking to sign into my Instagram so he can go creep his exes. You're a life coach. This is what I'm saying. People scam.
What the hell?
That's what I was. Me and somebody else that we both knew the dude. It was like somebody else that I dealt with for like research chemicals. We were like, yo, this dude is out of his fucking mind. We used to joke about it. That's how crazy he was. And he's a life coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, here in the Netherlands, you can take a 3-day course now and then become at least a certified life coach. A 3-day course, $50 maybe, and afterwards you're a certified life coach, and you can help people. And I've seen it's crazy. I've seen videos about it that people talk about it, and taking a course for like a week, and on the third day of that course, they're already going to the Chamber of Commerce and registering themselves as a life coach, and already starting to work and help people. And
those are
out of 7. It's
Those are like smaller versions of God damn, I can't remember this guy's name. These people that you'll get that like do these seminars and stuff. Oh, I'm going to tell you how to make it and be rich, but you got to buy my book and take my classes first. That's exactly how you're getting rich, is from those people buying your books and taking your classes. Like Timothy Robbins or Robbins.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of people that do that, but I think a lot of those are all the same thing.
I mean, dude, he makes good money doing it, just selling other people and being, very hyped and, just secure about himself and, buy my book and buy my course and, come to these online seminars. And
it's really easy if someone was willing to be honest with themselves, they could easily just sit down and write a list about why I am unhappy and what do I want.
Yeah, but
and if you're truly honest with yourself and not afraid to admit what you're writing down or saying to yourself because it sounds so pathetic or horrible, what I'm saying? If you can be honest with yourself, you'd be surprised how much your life can change, actually, and you don't need somebody else to tell you some shit, Or
just, buy a spell from Etsy for 45,000 euros.
That might be cheaper. That might be cheaper than following Tim Robbins around for a few years.
I mean, in the end, probably, yeah. And you'll get about as much from it.
Yeah, probably, right? And you didn't have to go travel around to all these things either.
It's just scammers will. I'll give them one thing. They're creative.
Yes, and they know how to play off of people's heartstrings, unfortunately, and that's what I think is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Very, very well said. I think if you don't mind, we just hit about an hour, and unfortunately, like I said, I do have other things to do today. Maybe we can leave it here. I could always have you back on again anyway, which I'm sure I will.
Yeah, sure. No, that's perfectly that's fine with me. I mean, we started on soul contracts and then went down just so many rabbit holes, just the whole magic and convincing people. It's
well, and like I said before, I think everything that we actually touched on was all really relevant to the whole problem. Listen, I understand. The world is screwed up. We got all this shit in our faces. We have all these different signals and radio stations attacking our brain, pulling us from where we should be. We're going to be unhappy. We might have anxiety, and we might be fearful and depressed. But
everyone wants a quick fix.
We don't need to be looking outside ourselves for a quick fix that isn't going to work. It's all inside ourselves if we take the time to be honest and just look within. And you can save a lot more money doing that. That is free to do. So,
yeah, I mean, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but hey, at least it's free.
And the benefits, and it will pay out so much more. That will probably be the biggest investment you could ever do spiritually and financially, actually, probably.
Yeah. You don't need a money spell. You just need some shadow work, some inner work. Grow some confidence, and that you'll be able to make that money.
Very, very well said. And honestly, I love how this episode was, because hopefully if people listen through the whole thing, they got what we were getting at. It's all within you. You don't got to hand somebody else money. People, I've said before, people are a lot more powerful than they are, and I don't think they know it. So
yeah.
I think what we can get out of this episode is that there's people out there willing to sell you anything as long as it pulls your heartstrings. Don't fall for it. We are all powerful people, powerful beings, and we are able to fix our own problems ourselves. So thank you very much, Stein, for coming on. That was another great episode as well. I always love having talks with you. We always just kick the shit, and it's fun. Let everybody know who... Again, if they don't know who you are, I highly suggest to go back and listen to the other ones and let everybody know where they can find your other stuff.
Yes, well, thank you for having me on at such a early time.
Oh yeah, no, believe me, I wish I had more time. It's just unfortunately I have a doctor's appointment. So.
Oh, I get it. No, StijnFawkes. You can find me on Twitter, Mind, and Telegram. Just look up StijnFawkes. You get me. Although I do have a faker now. Someone on Twitter pretending to be me. I got my first one.
Oh, that is awesome! I got to friend them.
It's quite the achievement. it's quite the achievement. I'm big enough now that someone wants to pretend to be me.
Well,
Yes.
according to some people, I'm pretending to be the Occult Rejects now. My Twitter account's fake. So.
Okay.
Yeah, well, somebody else went and paid for a check mark to make mine look fake.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just joking, I'm being a dick, but whatever. Yeah, you're not doing something. You're not doing something right unless somebody makes a fake account about you, I guess.
Exactly. That's when you know you're getting somewhere when people want to be you.
Yeah.
Host of the Greyhorn Pagans podcast. You can find it pretty much on all the major podcasting platforms. Tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans. We are on Telegram, on Minds. Since yesterday, we now have our own website as well. I set up a website, greyhornpagans.com.
That is what's
Very
up.
easy.
Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm happy for that.
Thanks.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, so if you just go to, if you don't feel like, looking at all these websites, just go to greyhornpagans.com. You'll find everything there, a little about us and all the important links to me, to the tribe. So yeah,
That's good,
I'm
man.
I'm awesome that it's awesome that we now have a website. I spent all night yesterday setting it up and making it look good. So
good for you, dude. Good for you. That's what's up. Yeah, and if you want that, I don't think I have your link for. Just send me that, and I'll add it in the bottom with the other links to all the stuff that I've used before. And I do highly suggest. And it's funny. You're one of the few people that I actually get notifications when you actually go live. Like the lot of channels I follow, they'll go live and I'll find out 2 days later. For you, for some reason, it pops up right away. If you like lives, smash that fucking subscribe button on his YouTube. My man does go live, and I get notifications for it every time he does it. If you're into checking out live videos, my man does it a lot. Hit that sub button and check out his channel.
I'll record the Greyhound Pagans podcast. I usually record it live, just because I love other people getting in their comments as well, and it helps with the flow of the podcast, of the stream.
Oh, so. For sure. Like I said before to you, before we even started recording, I love going live too, because we get the listeners and everybody jump in. Good question, good comments. It was just like this morning, unfortunately, because I was still having my first cup of coffee. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I can't listen to my man and watch the chat at the same time. I'm not all there yet to do all that, so I would have gone live myself maybe if it was a little bit later, but no, I totally get it. So I love doing it, and I noticed you do it a lot. And like I said before, I do think that does take a little bit more talent to pull off lives well. So I'm giving you some props. Go check out his channel. He does a great job. Thank you very much for coming on again. Maybe next time we can even get Ash on again if he's available.
Yeah, he's dealing with some live stuff, but
we all do at times. So.
He'll be back.
I'm sure he'll bounce back better than ever. And let him know also when you talk to him, let him know I said what's up. And
I will.
Thank you for coming on. And I guess until the next one, everybody be well. And all the links for his stuff is in the bottom. Later.